Sunday. Sunday means early games, but there's only 5 games. There's I think 8 on Monday. The hockey, we don't have really quiet days from here. I think the quietest we get is three games in a day, and there's a lot of hockey left to be played by some of these teams, like 8 and 14 days for a few. So we could be looking at some pretty tired teams when April 10th rolls around and we're actually starting the playoffs. Starting things off, Colorado. Columbus. You knew I was going to do that, didn't you? Because this is the third video I've had to do in about an hour. So Columbus is in against Vancouver. Vancouver, of course, coming off of a loss tonight. Columbus really needs to turn the losing around. And it's funny because people are going to say, wait, Columbus lost 2 games this week and they moved up 2 spots in the power rankings. Am I seeing this right? Yeah. Yeah, because I thought Minnesota and Dallas had worse weeks. It's just the way that works. And that's the thing. I don't think Columbus played badly against Calgary. Against Edmonton, they kind of did. But against Calgary, they played well. They just didn't get the result. Now, tomorrow, they have to get the result. Whether they play well, whether they play badly, they have to get a result. They're 40-30-4, and they are 3 points back of a playoff spot. They are in against the Vancouver Canucks, who are now 32-33-10. And for the Canucks, they're playing out the string. On the road, Columbus is 20-14-2, and at home, Vancouver's now 17-14-5. Over their last 10, Columbus is 4-5-1. They've lost 2 in a row, both this past week in Alberta. Whereas Vancouver's 5-4-1 in their last 10. They lost their last couple, and I believe they lost 2 in a row. Anyways, I don't have it on the board. I believe it's 2 in a row. I'll double check. No, they lost their last game in regulation. All right. Like I said, my brain now I'm on my 3rd video in an hour, and it tends to kind of scramble some stuff up there. Many apologies, but we'll get through it together. Panarin 5 assists in the last 10 games for Columbus. Duchesne 2 goals and 1 assist. Dzingel 1 goal, 4 assists. Riley Nash with 2 assists for them. Bjorkstrand 2 goals. Savard with 2 goals, 2 assists on the blue line. Werenski with 2 goals and 6 assists on the blue line for the Columbus Blue Jackets. On the Vancouver side of things, Bo Horvat 4 goals, 5 assists in their last 10 games. Pettersson 1 goal, 6 assists for 7 points. So again, what stands out with Elias is he's not getting the goals. He's not being given the time and space with which to operate. And we'll see if Columbus does that to him as well. Brock Besser, 4 goals, 6 assists for him. Granlund with 2 assists. Beagle, a goal and 2 assists for Vancouver. Edler with 3 goals and 6 assists. And suddenly everybody's praising him. I've been saying all year I thought he was having a better year. Stetcher with 1 assist. He had kind of a scary shot he took towards the end of the game, but apparently he's okay. So we'll see him again tomorrow. But yeah, his play's come a long way, even if the scoring is not showing it right now. No confirmation on goaltenders with Columbus. Bobrovsky shows on the injured list. Do we know what's going to be going on at this time tomorrow when this game takes place? We'll see, right? Korpisalo's 0-2-1 in their last 10 with a .906 save percentage. So they want Bobrovsky, but Kincaid on daily faceoff shows as the backup right now. We'll see where things go for them. You might be tempted to start Kincaid. I don't know. At any rate, on the Vancouver side, goaltenders, Markstrom 4-3-1 in their last 10 with a .912 save percentage. In this situation, we'll probably see Demko. He's 1-2 in their last 10 with an .896 save percentage. Vancouver did win this matchup in Columbus. We'll see if they can win the game in Vancouver. And if they can, Columbus is in trouble. Big, huge trouble. Like, probably going to miss the playoffs kind of trouble. And then going into the postseason and what happens in the offseason for them. Next up, Arizona. So Arizona now on a 3-game losing streak. Their last loss was in overtime. They're now 36-32-7. They're in against the Islanders, who are 43-25-7. And for the New York Islanders, it's all about clinching a playoff spot and looking at potentially getting home ice in the first round, maybe even winning the division. On the road, the Coyotes are now 18-17-3. So that road record has taken a beating over the last little while. At home, the Islanders are 22-12-4. And playing on Long Island itself, rather than playing in Barclays, seems to help the team. I know the fans like it better. We'll see how things work out for them tomorrow, playing at home. Last 10, Arizona's now 4-4-2. They, of course, had the overtime loss tonight. Well, this afternoon. In their last 10, the Islanders are 6-4. They won their last game. Over their last 10 games, Clayton Keller, 2 goals and 3 assists for Arizona. Richardson, a goal and 3 assists. Hinostroza with 4 goals. Galchenyuk, 2 goals and an assist. He needs to get things started offensively here. Connor Garland with 2 assists. Goligoski, 3 assists. And Demers with a goal and an assist to round things out for Arizona. On the Islanders side, Barzal, 7 assists. It's been a long time since he had a goal. Bailey, 2 goals and an assist. Nelson, 3 goals, 3 assists. Cizikas with a goal and an assist. And Andrew Ladd playing the Toby there as well with 1 assist. Pelech, 1 goal, 3 assists. And Mayfield with a goal and an assist. On the goaltending side of things, I expect Darcy Kemper. I think he's wearing down. I think it's a lot of work for a guy who's been a backup for his NHL career. I think it's a lot. He's 4-4-2, as are the Coyotes. He's got a .931 save percentage. Pickard, of course, no record, and the .833 save percentage, as has been on the board for a while. On the Islanders side of things, I expect Greiss because Leonard played today. Greiss is 5-3 with a .919 save percentage over their last 10. Leonard, 1-1 with an .890 save percentage. The New York Islanders won the only other meeting they had with Arizona earlier this year in Arizona. Can Arizona go in against the Islanders and beat them in New York? We'll see. Arizona needs to win this one. Put some pressure on the other Western teams that they're fighting with for that last playoff spot. But remember, they are fighting for that last playoff spot. That means a lot. And for the Islanders, fighting for the division means a lot as well. These are 2 teams. This game wasn't supposed to mean anything. This game was supposed to be 2 teams that just, at this point, they're just fighting over who's going to draft Jack Hughes. And both teams have overachieved nicely. And both coaches are getting talked up quite a bit. I do still see Barry Trotz as being Coach of the Year. I can't see anybody beating him for that award. But we're a ways out from that being awarded, so we'll see. Next up, Montreal. The Habs are 40-28-7 now. And they look like a playoff team right now. But they're going in against Carolina, which will be a little bit of a bigger test than Buffalo was tonight for them. Carolina 41-26-7, and well aware they're only 2 points ahead of Montreal. They can be 4 ahead, 3 ahead, or they could be 1 ahead or tied. The wonders of a 3-point game. We'll see what happens tomorrow on the road. Montreal's 18-16-3 at home. Carolina's 21-12-4. Over their last 10, Montreal's 5-5. They've won 3 in a row, whereas Carolina's 6-3-1, and they won their last game. Carolina's just had some excellent runs along the way, winning streaks here and there, and just overall, they win more than they lose quite often, and they look pretty darn good in doing so. Over their last 10, Tatar, 1 goal, 5 assists. Domi, 4 goals, 4 assists. Shaw with 2 goals, 5 assists. Jonathan Drouin with a goal and an assist. Byron, 2 goals, 2 assists. Shea Weber, 4 goals, 4 assists. Jordy Ben with a goal and an assist. On the Carolina side, Aho, 4 goals, 4 assists. Williams, 4 goals, 2 assists. Stahl with 3 goals and 3 assists. Wallmark, 2 goals, 2 assists. Ferland with 2 assists. Pesce, 2 goals, 6 assists. And Calvin DeHaan with 2 assists for the Carolina Hurricanes. On the goaltending side of things, well, I expect Carey Price, because that's what I expect. He's 5-4 in their last 10 with a .908 save percentage. Niemi, 0-1 with an .833 save percentage. On the Carolina side, they played Mrazek today, probably McElhinney tomorrow. Mrazek's 5-1 with a .941 save percentage in their last 10. McElhinney is 1-2-1 with an .859 save percentage over that same period. So if they go with Mrazek on back-to-backs, those numbers would tell me that would be why. Both teams have won a game between them. This is going to be the rubber match tomorrow in Carolina. Can the Surge overcome a team that's had a bunch of guys named Surge? I'm sorry. That's terrible. That's awful. But yeah, Montreal right now looks like a playoff team. And at this time tomorrow night, we may very well be talking about how Montreal's got that wild card spot sewn down. Might actually bump Carolina down to that number 2 wild card spot. Because the difference between playing the winner of the Metro Division and playing the Tampa Bay Lightning is massive. Even if it's the Washington Capitals, I still think it's a much better situation to be against the Capitals right now than Tampa if you're Montreal. Because I don't think Montreal matches up as well with Tampa as they do with Washington in a playoff series. Carolina, it might be the other way around. I think Carolina might match up better with Tampa than with Washington. But again, we're quite a ways out, and we'll see. Next up, hey, look, it's Washington. They're at home against the Philadelphia Flyers. The Flyers, who now look like, yeah, they're probably out. They're 36-31-8 overall. Washington's 43-24-8 overall, and they're looking to lock down first place. They're well aware that the Islanders won today. The Islanders are playing early tomorrow, so they'll have a really good idea of what they have to do to hold off the Islanders or overcome the Islanders tomorrow night when their game starts. On the road, Philadelphia is 18-15-4, and at home, the Capitals are an impressive 21-10-6. Very good at home. In their last 10, Philadelphia is 5-5. They lost their last game, whereas Washington's 6-3-1. They lost their last game. When you look across the board, that 5-5 record for Philly matches the 5-5 for Montreal. It's how you get there. And for Philadelphia, it's those losses early. Just takes you right out of it. But Philly could very well be back in it next year. They like to make the playoffs every other year. That would mean next year is a Philadelphia Flyer playoff season. Now, over the last 10 games, Couturier, 5 goals, 8 assists. Giroux with a goal and 10 assists. Travis Konechny, 2 goals, 3 assists. Raffl with a goal and 3 assists. And Hartman with a goal and 2 assists. Gostisbehere, 2 goals, 6 assists. And Gudas with a goal and 4 assists to round things out for Philadelphia. On the Washington side, Ovechkin's got 3 goals and 5 assists in their last 10 games. Kuznetsov, 3 goals, 3 assists. Oshie, a goal and 5 assists. Eller, 4 goals, 2 assists. Connolly, 5 goals and 3 assists for Brett Connolly. Ovechkin, of course, stuck trying to get to that 50-goal mark. And for Ovechkin, trying to pass Brendan Shanahan as well. So he hits 50, passes Brendan Shanahan. It's the same number of goals. We'll see if he gets it done tomorrow against Philadelphia. Carlson, 2 goals, 6 assists over their last 10. And Jensen with 2 assists for the Washington Capitals. Goaltenders, they haven't confirmed, of course, at this point in time. The only goaltender that's been confirmed is the one for Washington. Now, on the Philadelphia side, I kind of expect Hurt again, even though it's a back-to-back. He's 2-3 in their last 10, but he's got a .937 save percentage. Elliott's 3-2 over that same period with an .893 save percentage. On the Washington side, Holtby 4-3-1 with a .900 save percentage in their last 10. Copley's 2-0-0 with a .964 save percentage. Braden Holtby will start this game. The Capitals have won all 3 meetings with the Philadelphia Flyers. I don't see that changing tomorrow, but sweeping a 4-game series against a team in the regular season is difficult, and the Flyers likely won't want to make it easy for the Washington Capitals. And since they're division rivals, you never know. Maybe the Flyers go in and they pull off an upset and they win over Washington, and at this time next week we're talking about how the Islanders are the best team in the division. They're number 1, or, we'll see, right? All right. That being said, moving along. The last game on the board, Chicago and Colorado. And if you're feeling deja vu, you should. They played today, and they play again tomorrow. 34-29-12 now is the record for the Colorado Avalanche. They're getting better. Whereas 32-32-10 is now the record for the Chicago Blackhawks, and hope is fading for them. They're 6 points back of the playoffs. On the road, Colorado 17-15-6. At home, Chicago 16-14-7. So both of those records could use some sprucing up. Over their last 10, Colorado's 6-4. They've won 4 in a row. Chicago's 5-4-1. They've lost 2 in a row. It is a very fine line that Chicago is walking as to whether or not they'd make it, and it appears that they've been unable to capture a playoff spot this year, but they've had a tremendous fight down the stretch, and it'll be interesting to see what Stan Bowman does in the offseason to remedy some of the issues they have on their blue line, because their forward group is excellent, and it looks like, fingers crossed, Corey Crawford's the healthiest he's been in a couple of years. In the last 10 games for Colorado, McKinnon has 4 goals, 5 assists. Wilson has a goal and 4 assists. Kerfoot with 2 assists. Andrighetto, 2 goals, 2 assists. Rantanen, 3 goals, 2 assists. Girard with 4 assists. Cole with a goal and 2 assists. On the Chicago side of things, Patrick Kane, a goal and 7 assists. DeBrincat, 2 goals, 5 assists. Anisimov, 2 goals, 2 assists. Cahoon with a goal and 3 assists. Dylan Strome has a goal and 5 assists. Gustafsson, 4 goals, 2 assists on the blue line. Connor Murphy, 2 goals and 2 assists for Chicago. Goaltenders, I expect Grubauer again, because he's 5-2 in their last 10 with a .962 save percentage, and they have to keep winning. Varlamov is 1-2 in that same period with an .886 save percentage. On the Chicago side, I expect Crawford too. He's 5-3-1 in their last 10 with a .925 save percentage. Delia 0-1 with an .855 save percentage in that same period. Could they go with Cam Ward? Absolutely. I think they go with Crawford. Chicago's won 2 out of 3 meetings. That third meeting was, of course, the Saturday meeting where Colorado won. Colorado's trying to make it back-to-back in 24 hours and get themselves into a really good position to make that last playoff spot theirs and potentially catch the Dallas Stars and give Dallas something to worry about heading into their last 2 weeks. Dallas should be worried right now. I would hope Dallas is worried because their fan base is definitely going to be worried. But yeah, this game, if Chicago loses, then it's lights out. That would put them 8 points back of Colorado. The math is not in their favor anyways. Even with a win tomorrow in regulation, they're still 4 points back. It gets really, really difficult. They're just running out of games. At this point, you're just running out of games to catch up, and we'll see what happens. Now, if Chicago misses the playoffs and wins the draft lottery, expect Brian Burke's face to go a really deep shade of purple. But, you know, all kidding aside, it's been a relatively good season for Chicago outside of that massive losing streak they had there that just killed them this year. But outside of that, they've actually been a pretty good team, and I would be very surprised if they don't return to the playoffs next year. But I think next year we could see a lot of turnover in the playoffs. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.